Report a shot fired at officers trying to stop the vehicle.
We have one officer shot.
We got shots fired. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy, code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the warehouse.
Now it's Shots Fired with your hosts TJ Kirgin, Dinah Death Milberg, and the lovely Krystal Powers.
And we're all here for the first time in months.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute.
Welcome to Shots Fired. This is TJ Kirgin, a.k.a. Sig Glocken Colt, your local warlord. Sitting here with the lovely Krystal Powers, who just got over the creeping crud.
That was a nice way of putting it. I was sick a little bit.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen very often because you are like one of these epitome of health people.
Yeah, well,
you slipped up and had seed oil at Thanksgiving, didn't you?
No, I actually didn't even celebrate Thanksgiving. I called in sick.
You called in sick for Thanksgiving.
Makes sense.
And we got, speaking of calling in sick, we got Dinah Death Milberg.
I don't call in sick.
No, you never call in sick. That's Melissa Bales. I get you guys confused once in a while.
Why? I'm actually there all the time.
You have the same level of testosterone.
I don't know what that
I don't
means.
know if that's a compliment to me or her. Or what. How do you even take that?
Okay.
Wow.
Well, sometimes she can be rather crabby and she can be very manly when she's crabby. So, that's kind of where I was going with that.
You're not wrong at all.
You obviously have high testosterone levels, and so that was a reference towards your manliness.
Sure, yeah, no, I'm not going to say anything about her, man. She made us pancakes this morning.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yeah. No,
And
she came in. We had sausage
I
links.
gotta start going to work more often. So you're telling me if I actually came to work at TacticalSht in St. Peter's, I could get pancakes for breakfast?
No, because you get everybody all upset and she'd probably be mad.
Yeah, probably.
She yells a lot lately.
She's getting old. That's what we talked about her on
I've never wondered. She's been old.
You know what? I'm sure she's a really nice lady.
She is a really nice lady.
Yeah,
She actually is one of my best friends. Grew up with her, and she runs our office. She's my girl Thursday because she doesn't work Fridays, and she pays the bills, she pays the vendors, she pays the employees. She kind of does HR.
Sounds a little important.
Yeah, she's our HR department. Although
as HR as we could possibly
as HR as TacticalSht can get, because technically, if we had a real HR department, we'd all be fired.
Yeah.
Including
even
myself.
You.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
The company would have sued me.
Can you do that?
I can sexually harass myself.
Wow. All right.
It's possible. And my wife works for the company too, so there's that.
Yeah. No.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's known as the HBIC.
Yes.
But the beautiful thing is she's not there a lot anymore, so people aren't as fearful most of the time.
Yeah, no, she strikes the fear of God in everyone.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little important sometimes.
Yeah, like when people are like, "Oh, Angie showed up," all of a sudden the whole mood and the whole thing changes.
They get serious.
Yeah.
As serious as everyone can get.
Well, she also has a tendency to put one employee in her sights, and that employee, once they're marked, it's kind of like, have you ever seen that? What is that, Predator?
Yeah.
So, when Predator locks his sights on you and you see the little dots.
The Predator has mercy by killing you quickly.
Right. But you're not getting away. And so, we have to talk her down once in a while because she'll lock sights on somebody and she'll drive them to quit or eventually terminate them. And then as soon as that one's gone, she's like, okay, which one's next?
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop. We need these people.
You just have to know when to sick her and put her in the
Then you've got me who just pokes the bear. Like, what can I do to trigger her immediately? Oh, you've been here 10 minutes. I know how to get this going.
It's a good thing that neither Melissa or Angie listen to this show.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are on video for the first time in a while.
Heyo.
So this is our Saturday show here on Real Talk 93.3. I have to look at the wall. I've been doing this show for over a year now, and every time I say what radio station I'm on, I always have to glance at the wall because I'm that dumb.
I said 93.7 the other day.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like,
that's a country
that's
station.
not right.
That's a country station.
One of them numbers.
But this podcast is also a live radio show because they are crazy enough to give us a live microphone. And every once in a while now, the Patriot Enclave with Brian Nieves, which is used to follow us in the afternoons.
Yeah.
They are actually starting to get some sort of mental illness because they're asking us to do the show whenever Brian is otherwise indisposed. And so,
this is a perfect segue, if I may.
Yeah.
You know, former Navy, right?
Yes, he was a Navy corpsman.
So are we going to talk about the obvious here? The news that just came down about the Navy that it just passed?
Oh, you're talking about how they lowered the ASVAB scoring to breathing?
No, that's not lowered. Like, that's not existent. So to give you an idea of the current state of our country and how bad the military is, recruiting drives are bad. The Army has allowed, I believe now you don't even need a GED, and some criminal infractions can be excused.
Right.
Like some drug records, arrest records, non-felonious activity can be dismissed.
They're starting to get more lenient on tattoos.
Yeah, the Navy even allows, I think, one on each hand and some on the neck.
Did you know that I learned the other day, though, that Norse tattoos are not allowed in the Navy?
Really?
Yeah, if you have a Norse tattoo, any type of
My husband has a
and
Norse
and
tattoo.
at first, my entire back is
I was
Norse
gonna say, I'd be
tattoos.
surprised
My
if you
arm
did
is
it.
Norse tattoos. But and I thought to myself, I was actually talking to a Navy guy on the plane coming back from TacticalSht
Hi.
St. Clearwater, and he was from the Navy, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, man, that's really retarded. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, it's the White Supremacy Association. It's because the leftists have associated historic symbolism that is directly in line with my lineage and my family's religion from ancestors ago, now is associated with racism. It didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, why would...
No, I
Wait,
didn't even think of that at first.
I haven't heard of this.
You have?
Oh, yeah, no. Same with some Celtic stuff.
Yeah, Celtic stuff or
The
Norse stuff.
runes, like, honestly, this is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything of Odin, the Mjolnir.
You're on the radio. You can't say this. It's a
Well,
theater.
there's video, too.
Well, yeah.
My hand.
He got a hand tattoo. What's on it?
It's the Nordic compass.
The Norse compass. Okay.
Wait, isn't Wednesday? Doesn't that come from the word Odin?
You talking about the show Wednesday?
No, the name of the day of the week.
You actually almost all of the days of the week come from. Let's talk about this now.
Yes.
Thor's Day.
I know.
Freya's Day. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so Freya, the goddess of love and war, she rode on a chariot pulled by cats, right? Beautiful woman, voluptuous, ginormous.
You had me up until chariot. I hate cats. Like, oh wow, that's why I want to ride in a paddle. Chariot is stupid cat.
She was.
What if they were lions?
She was also the head of the. She was the leader of the Valkyrie, right? The Valkyrie swooped down to get the souls of the fallen warriors off the battlefield that were chosen by Odin or Freya to go to either one of them, because Freya has a hull too, right? So this is a religion. It's an actual religion, whether however hooky or silly it is, but yet you can't have this religious tattoo.
I didn't know that.
When you go in the Navy, you can get one after you're in the Navy, but you can't have it going into the Navy
because it could be gang affiliated. That makes sense,
right?
So everybody's been dumbing down their standards. So the Navy has now extended their maximum age to 41 years old.
What does that mean?
I
maximum
can still
age?
get in.
So that's maximum age to join?
Yeah. So before it was probably 36.
Yeah.
So 41, that's a jump.
Well, 41's the new 36.
It is true. There is people. It's the Navy. It's not like it's that hard. So yeah. And if anybody has a problem with me saying that, that's cool.
Pretty sure David Goggins is like 41, so he could probably get back in.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he'd still smoke most SEALs these days.
Hasn't he run around the world 3 times or something? I don't know.
Probably backwards too. So on top of that, that's not that big of a deal. I don't really have a problem. If you can pass the standards at 41, who cares?
Right.
The Navy and most MOSs are
if you're eating raw liver and testicles enough at 41, you could be any $18,000
worth of steroids.
Liver King mentioned.
But the really upsetting part, they dropped the ASVAB score. So there was a minimum score. Like you had to get at least this to get something, and then you can swap the deck. I think mid-30s is usually the average, 32 to 36. Yeah. They dropped it to 10.
To be a Navy SEAL, I believe you have to have a 50.
Yeah, I mean, there's some thinking involved.
Right.
To join the Navy now, they dropped the score to 10. I am trying to find a recruiter who will let me take the ASVAB without actually seeing the test and
just
guess the answers. Yeah, just to see if I can score higher than a 10.
C. Yeah, all the
above. This, I feel like statistically, even guessing, you would score higher than a 10.
Wow. But if you are unvaccinated, Are you still alive? I did hear
They're working on repealing.
Yeah, I heard that they were thinking about repealing that.
It looks like it's going through. What's unfortunate is the people whose careers have been ruined because of the vaccine. Nothing they can do. It's over.
Yeah, isn't there though? I think there's going to be
I looked into
tremendous.
that. They said that there's.
You don't think there will be class action suits that could,
Good luck.
I mean, obviously, okay. We live in a litigious society where the civil court system is in absolute ruin. We see the frivolous lawsuits and they win them and they get giant settlements.
Yeah.
From everything from, telemarketers to, the guy
spilled coffee at McDonald's.
Spilled coffee at McDonald's.
Pickles.
Do you not think that? Do you think it's because it's the government you won't be able to win that suit? I mean, that will come. We'll have to think about that and come back because we're
way to find out.
About out of time. So hey, thanks for listening. This is the first segment of Shots Fired on the Saturday morning, and we will be back right after this.
Oh, we made it.
No, not yet. There's still like 6 minutes to kill. We should keep talking.
Minutes?
4, 2, 1. Okay, we're done. And we're back. Yeah.
What was that?
I'm just glad I got my microphone fixed in time.
It never ceases to amaze me. No matter where you're sitting or what room you're at, you somehow always end up with the funky microphone.
They just
every time
fails around me.
There's a lot of funky microphones at this radio station.
It's true.
But sooner or later, we're going to have our own podcast studio built, but that's still under construction.
A gun wall.
Gun wall. Yeah, she's big on the wanting the gun wall.
It just aesthetically, that would look so cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just a little bit BA.
Especially if we could put different guns behind it all the time, just kind of cycle them in and out.
That would be really
like
cool.
gold AK-47.
And an AT-4.
And an AT-4.
Yeah.
You tried to order one of those a couple months ago, and it was a spent one, right? Just a launcher.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out.
No, they sold out of it and still had it on there, actually.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, we thought we were getting awesome. What's funny was, I saw the price list, I'm like, I threw these away by the hundreds. This is stupid. People are paying $295 for these. I literally helped load a trailer of these to throw them away. And I regretted that. I've probably lost out and buried in the desert tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I could have sold.
I saw a really interesting breakdown that just reminded me of it, of the cost of what, I'm going to word this totally incorrectly.
That's okay. You're only on the radio.
The breakdown from the very top of different military branches, how much money they're responsible for and how much goes unaccounted for.
We're going to talk about that with the Pentagon?
I think we
just
should.
Came out?
Yeah, I think she's going there, but let's finish.
Yeah, and just all the way down to the grunts, if I can just use that term, and how on you they are about every piece of equipment.
Oh, yeah.
And they drill it into your head. You are so responsible. You know better than I do. But, yeah.
No,
it's crazy.
I have seen... So, basically on lockdown, we're not allowed... It's called being secured for the evening. Basically, just let go from work.
Right.
It's a fancy military term for let off work.
Mm-hmm.
For hours over a missing knife.
Yeah.
That I could go buy from the PX for $60.
Right.
But it's missing and count's not up. And half the time it's because I got somebody who's an idiot in the armory who literally can't count. There's 60, I counted wrong. I don't know how many times I've seen that happen. Or we had the whole base on lockdown because a rifle went missing and some captain had it in the trunk of his car and forgot.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon just failed its 5th annual audit in a row.
Whoa.
With a budget of trillions with a T, which a trillion, by the way, is it's 1,000 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000 million.
Yeah. Not
100 million. It's 1,000. Or no, 1,000 million is a billion. Yeah.
Don't
1,000 million is a billion. So a trillion is 1,000 billion. They're 100 billion.
Sure.
1,000 billion. Somebody could call in right now and nobody's going to answer you because we're not live. And they can tell us what a trillion is. A trillion is a lot. Okay.
Huge.
Yeah. It used to be a lot, but now that money's worthless, it's not as big of a number as it once was. But anyway, they have trillions of dollars in their budget, and for the 5th year in a row, they failed to account for a huge percentage of it.
60%.
Yeah,
I think it was 60%.
50 or
I thought it was 60 billion. Was it 60%?
I don't know. I just
because
it's
out of something trillion.
I might give Rain Man, but he wasn't smart.
Yeah, this is the most.
So just retarded.
You can't say that on the radio.
Wait, he already said retarded.
Yeah, but it's him.
What? I can say retarded. Retarded. You gotta put,
People
emphasis
expect
on
better of you, Krystal.
it. Oh, sorry to disappoint you. Retarded.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the facts, as we do this this pre-recorded show, because none of us would ever, actually prepare
Yeah, but what
for the
fun
show.
would that be?
The Department of Defense has a $3.5 trillion in assets and $3.7 trillion in liabilities. First of all,
Wow.
I'm not like a major business scholar,
Yeah.
but a balance sheet
Yeah.
is supposed to balance.
That don't
Okay.
balance.
So your assets and your liabilities should be equal,
Mhm.
right? Here we have 3.5 trillion in assets, 3.7 trillion in liabilities. That's like 0.2 trillion in difference. It sounds like
I feel
such
like
a
that's what they
small
did,
number.
Probably.
Yeah, 61% of the audits reflecting issues, weaknesses, or discrepancies. Basically, the same picture as last year, they said. How is it that we allow this to happen? We as a people.
I know where it is, too. I can account for it.
Oh, yeah?
The Taliban has it.
Oh, that's right. Don't you think they wrote that off somehow? Like donation to the poor? Is that a contribution? Is giving,
Does
say
the Taliban
$500
write
billion
that off
in
on their
weapons?
taxes?
The Taliban probably
Here's the
did get a
disgusting
tax
part.
break on that.
If you did $601 on PayPal, you better report that.
No, it's
But the-
600.
You know what? That's where I was.
It's $599 that you don't have to report. 600.
Okay, yeah.
One of those 87,000 new IRS agents are coming after you with one of those
Lose-
brand new guns they got.
Lose a few trillion of the Taliban. Yeah, no worries, bro.
Yeah, and
But
that's-
if
and
I
that's
lost a
cumulative.
knife, it would have been my soul.
Mhm.
That's good to know.
Oh,
It's fine.
how much
Fine.
is
It's
a-
All of this is just a distraction that 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines is still looking for those rifles in the woods.
Oh, yeah, $1 trillion. This is how big of idiots we are. And thank God we're
It's
not.
a million.
It's a million, yeah. So
Whoa.
a million, 0.2 of that. What's 0.2 million? That sounds like a lot, but I don't think my calculator will go that high.
Yeah, it just does the E thing.
Yeah. 0.2 of a million.
Empty? I don't know.
I thought it was error.
Well, I guess you just move the decimal
Shut up.
point.
I don't know. I was guessing.
Two
My daughter
places.
was playing with my phone. She likes to play with the calculator. She'll just like, oh look, I can do that. She'll like play with it. And
That's
she's
what
like,
I do too.
"How did I
And
get
I got promoted.
20%.
Okay, boss.
You know what? I did this math in my head. 20% of a million is 800,000 million. Or no, it's 800,000 million.
I'm
Yeah,
not
So
gonna check it.
so they
Chunk
no, that's 80%. So it's 200,000 million. 200,000 million. So 100,000 million.
Money laundering is
is a
hard.
billion.
No, you just need a good
Wow.
accountant.
That's all I'm going to say for the government. Money laundering's hard. And occasionally
They're not good at it.
No, they need
They
to
need to,
hire-
like, you think because of their influence
They
over
need
the
to hire an
cartels, they
Italian guy
would
named
learn.
Joe.
Yeah, that you'd think that they would learn how to do this better. But, they've gotten to the point where they just don't care
You'd
about
think
how
they'd have a guy-
flagrant or blatant they are
Yeah.
with the absolute theft.
No, it's just like, what are you going to do about it?
And
They know that.
You know what's screwed up is the way people in America don't care, A, support it, B. Yeah, I was actually trolling Tim Kennedy the other day.
Mhm.
And he had made a post about giving money to the Ukraine.
Oh, I saw that, and I saw your comments on it.
Yeah, and my comment just lit a giant fire on his post because my comment was very simple. I'm sure these people are really deserving, but don't you think we've sent them enough money? And there's like 600 or 700 people in agreement with me, and like 4 or 5 OAF readers
Yeah.
that are on there, just going to town about how if I said I think I've already sent them enough money. That's the
Yeah.
way I phrased it. And they're like, you haven't sent them any money. I'm like, well, I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes every
We
year.
sure have.
But you pay your taxes to the government. You didn't send the money to the Ukraine. I'm like, but they sent my money to the Ukraine. Right? Instead of sending it to some stupid public school transgender forget American history program like they're supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. I love our choices these days.
This is the choice of a new generation.
I just want
Alex.
Highway 70 fixed. Is that too much to ask for? But no, instead we're going to focus on gender reassignment in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Both
Highway
have-
70 still has potholes that'll swallow like an M1 Abrams.
But what do those potholes identify as? We'll be right back. I did the maths.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's a website that actually converts millions to billions for you.
What?
And so I put in 200,000 million because that's what's missing from the Pentagon's budget that can't be accounted for. And that is 200 billion. 200 billion.
So when they
So it's not
say
that much.
unaccounted for, does
Sure.
that mean like there's a math error and like what they're adding doesn't equal the right answer, or is it?
They cannot account for the spending. They don't know where the
literally
money
don't know
goes.
where
They
it
don't
went.
have any proof of where that money went. And this is the 5th year in a row that this has happened. So it's not just a left thing either, because Trump was president less than 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So this is an American government defense.
In fact, it was probably worse
Issue.
if they dumped even more money into DOD.
Hmm.
So, I mean, theoretically, they're going off of it.
I mean, I can
There's
understand
nothing
funneling
increased.
monies to foreign nations, buying them weapons, paying off assassins, doing all the things that we need to do. But you're supposed to mask that as something else, like charity to children in Africa
Contrary
or
to,
something like that.
Contrary-
Instead of just saying, I don't know where it went.
contrary to
No
popular
idea.
belief, dirty deeds are not done dirt cheap.
That is going to be the name of this podcast.
Yep.
Dirty Deeds, Not Done Dirt Cheap.
That's expensive.
Also seems to describe Blackwater. And Eric Prince, who, by the way, called me a tactical garden gnome.
Oh my gosh.
I can kind of see.
You can kind of see it. I can kind of see it too. I get it. He actually did that. He did that.
I love the tactical Santa pictures. P.S.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they look kind of cool.
I have the coolest new tactical Santa Claus coat. We ordered it to
It'd be
do-
cool if it was ballistic.
Yeah, it would be cooler if it was ballistic. But it's not. So please don't shoot me while I'm wearing it. We're going to be making a series of reels. In other words, short vertical videos for social media.
Oh, yep, that's literally all I do every day.
Right. And we're going to be making some tactical Santa videos because there are people, aka fans of mine, Sig Glock and Cold fans, tactical SHI, well, you're going to T that time, heads, right? They call themselves the
Oh, bless them.
heads. And, it's kind of like dead heads or parrot heads. And so these fans, they find things that irritate me and they like to poke the bear, right?
Yeah.
Skip leg day, bro, stuff like that.
That is the longest running one so far.
Right. But the one that really gets me, and it happens naturally sometimes, even children do it. You look like Santa Claus. You look like tactical Santa. It's tactical Santa Claus.
You don't look like Santa. Can I just?
Well, I get it a lot. And it irritates me.
It happens quite a bit.
And so we're going to make a series of videos about tactical Santa getting his revenge.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. I like
I
the
am
spin
what-
on that.
I am what goes bump in the night.
Usually, because you're NVGs, you're not used to depth perception, you just trip.
Yeah, it's going falling down the stairs.
That's usually how it is for me.
'Twas the night before Christmas and all through the house.
Santa fell down the stairs.
And his flashbang went off in his pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're actually going to make this series of videos is going to be called Silent Night.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be about Santa basically taking out an internet troll in his mom's basement.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
This
I want
is
to be a part of this. It sounds so fun.
You can be. Yeah, because we're looking for people that work for free and pretty girls to go to the front of the line.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to be as good as our ISIS hunting videos, but it should be. It should be something to behold. Speaking of videos, I have been watching VETTV the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
I watched some and then they paused and didn't release more than I
So you got to episode 5 of A Grunt's Life 2.
think so, yeah.
So yeah, because then they took some extra production time before they got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 done.
Yeah.
Those are now done and live.
Okay.
And I have not seen the episode with you in it yet, where you're working out with the Navy SEALs in a very gay way.
I was not. I was doing presentation drills. The SEALs had the gay workout.
Yeah, well, you have to get all clear about it.
Yeah.
I am in that scene as well. I haven't seen that one yet, but I have seen.
I will
some
not be accused of stealing valor from the gay community.
That's good. It's good. I'm glad you don't, because a lot of Marines do on a regular basis.
True story. 5-time gay chicken champion right here, buddy.
But anyway, if you love the military, if you served in the military, if you, especially if you went to combat in Afghanistan or Iraq, even if it was during the first one under Daddy Bush, what they call that, the Gulf War.
Yeah.
If that describes you in any way, subscribe to Vet TV. They're not paying me to say this. I'm actually in the show. It's a Grunt's Life 2. Alex is in it, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
There is a scene where, there's a scene there. I think our camera just might have died. It might not. I don't know. There's a scene there where they have an ANA guy, and he calls the Black Marine sergeant a dirty word.
Yep.
A very dirty word that starts with an N. And so what he does to the ANA guy is he picks him up, turns him upside down, and like suplexes him and breaks his neck.
Yep. Okay,
he's paralyzed from the neck down now. Okay, so the Marines tape him to a wheelchair, but his head won't stay right. Okay, so they stick a 2x4 behind his back and they tape his head to the 2x4, and he's now their pet, and they play with him all the time. Like they just wheel him around. They leave him out. A dog tries to eat him. They shoot at the dog and miss. In one scene, the same sergeant that broke his neck, you hear him talking, and he's kind of just complaining about his life. And you see he's throwing a knife into the ground, or you think it's the ground. He's just, throws the knife down, picks it up, throws it down again, and the knife's kind of bloody, and he keeps doing it. And then at the very end of the scene, you realize that he's chucking the knife into this ANA guy's leg.
I'm pretty sure it's based loosely on a true story.
Right. Well, so they have to disclaim that with Vet TV. It's like, there's absolutely none of this actually happened. And we are in no part related to the DOD or the military. Thank God. But if you find that sort of redonkulous humor funny, then
it's definitely, if you're a vet, you probably
it's
right up your alley.
Yeah, so Vet TV is it's not just ridiculous vet humor. It's also meant laughter for healing, right? Yeah. And so that's what it's all about. So if you get a chance, sign up for Vet TV. I don't know how much it costs. It's like $5 a month or something, and watch Grunt's Life 2. If you are listening to this in Missouri or anywhere in the country near a military base, I can promise you that within a year or so, we will be coming out with a Grunt's Life 2, the movie. It will tour the country at most military-based towns. We will definitely be holding one in St. Louis and maybe down at Leonard Wood. And so you should watch the full 10 hours of program, though, because the 2-hour movie is just a condensed version of that. Yeah.
And they're on Instagram, too.
Yeah, Vet TV. It's really easy to find. Yeah. So what else is going on in the world of shots fired? Have we had any gun laws happening lately?
I dare even mention, but it's December.
Illinois.
Nothing on the brace thing.
Oh, it's coming though.
Is it?
It's coming.
I haven't heard anything.
Illinois is what I'm concerned about right now. They are saying they have the votes to push a state assault weapons ban.
Okay, I did hear something about that, but then it was Illinois, so I didn't care.
Yeah, I care only because our customers and our fans, our followers, and the listeners of this radio station may be behind enemy lines. The chair is against the wall.
Yeah.
Sean has a thick mustache.
Yeah.
If you're listening in Illinois.
Now is not the time to have a boating accident.
This song is for you. No, I'm saying we don't have any music queued up to play. But so that's really scary. And we just lost Georgia last night. Imagine that.
Weird.
Did you guys hear that?
Did we though?
Well, no, I mean, it was never a fair fight, was it?
Did we?
Was it a fair fight? I mean, it happens all the time where a Republican, governor gets elected, but a Democratic senator. I mean, it's very easy to explain.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, how's that work?
No, it is easy to explain.
How, okay, please explain it to me.
Nobody's holding these people accountable
For
doing what they're doing.
Cheating.
Yeah, or whatever else they're doing. Just making deals, making themselves richer.
Yeah. Well, that election was unbelievable. How many hundreds of millions, probably from the defense budget, went into
Hundreds
Georgia
of billions.
in order to prop up that Senate race. But nonetheless, I didn't see the numbers. I'm to the point with like a lot of other Americans where I was like, I knew the Dems were going to win.
Yeah.
Because I knew it wouldn't be fair. And so I didn't care.
No.
But I did see today that we lost another Senate seat. And that puts us in a very dangerous predicament with the Second Amendment on the line. A lot of people, including the leftist media. Now, the leftist media seems to keep saying, oh, but they don't have enough votes. You hear this on CNN, you hear it on Fox News, telling you that there's not enough votes to get the assault weapons ban passed. Why would they be bragging about that? Is it because they want you to let your guard down? I think so. Because what I had heard a couple months ago was that they only needed 2 Senate seats to get it done. And guess what just freaking happened? They got their second Senate seat from this election. Yeah. They now have what they need to get it done. And by getting it done, I mean passing the assault weapons ban, which is also already gone through Congress, and the redefinition of assault weapon to include any semi-automatic weapon capable of holding over 10 rounds.
And
which is literally everything.
Slingshots.
What?
Oh, they're just picking at everything.
Anything
and everything.
That's only in California. Slingshots are illegal in California.
They actually are.
Well, you guys messing with me right now?
I had one before they were illegal.
They're how would you outlaw slingshots?
Very dangerous.
David and Goliath, man, it's right there. David was a racist. He hated giants. And he used that weapon of war to kill that poor, innocent giant Goliath. Don't you read?
I didn't expect that. I'm not going to lie. You caught me off guard with that one. Wow. All right.
That's if the Bible was written by liberals.
That's.
Well, actually, I guess half of it was.
It's a terrifying thought. How that would be. Wow.
We're back to the last segment of the shots fired. I almost said the bad word.
Yeah.
Almost said the bad word. And before we get into it, we have a couple sponsors that we need to talk about. Right, since it is the holiday season, Vulcan Tactical Gear is sponsoring the show. Have you seen any of their bags? So Vulcan makes gun bags, like ammo bags and gun bags, rifle cases and things like that.
Are they cute?
I wouldn't say they're cute. I don't do tactical cute, but I understand where you're going with this.
How is a bag cute?
I don't know. You can just tell by looking at it. It's cute. What? Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I don't understand what's happening here.
Right, I'm gonna have to investigate.
Okay, so these bags, the thing that makes them cool is they're waterproof, right?
Cool.
And they float, which is really kind of cool.
Nice.
And so, like, you could have your rifle in the bag, throw it in your boat, go out offshore.
Have a boating accident.
Have a boating accident, and you could tie some weights to this bag, and then not only is your weapon going to be protected at the bottom of the ocean while you wait for the right time to go back and get it. It will also protect your weapon from rust and the harsh environment.
That's actually really cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah. So these are waterproof. It's basically the best way for me to describe it. It's like if Yeti made gun bags.
Oh, okay.
Because it's very Yeti looking, as far as the corners and the ceiling zippers and things like that.
Very hefty, heavy duty, sturdy type look.
Yeah, and if you use the promo code, it's Vulcan. I don't have their website in front of me, but if you just go to their social media, search Vulcan, VULCAN, you can use the promo code TacticalSht on one word, TacticalSht, and you'll save, I think, 20% between now and Christmas.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
which is not that far away.